You are watching Access LaPorte County, Channel 97. Coming up next is the March 12th, 2024 meeting of the LaPorte County Drainage Board. You can find more information for this meeting by visiting www.accesslaportecounty.org.
All right, we'll call the March 12th, 2024 LaPorte County Drainage Board meeting to order. I have the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, Christie.
Joe Cuson is absent. Hugh Glasgow.
Here.
Randy.
Here.
Connie Graham-Rosa.
Here.
Jeff Minster.
Present.
Vance.
Here.
Brandon Danson.
Here.
Approval of minutes from last month's meeting.
Motion to approve.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Item number 2, IC 36-9-27-4, removal of obstruction petition, surveyor's report, set public hearing for April 9th.
So, are you up to speed, Brad? I know. Are you up to speed?
Want to pass that one down?
That's the one. So, Vader, one more, submitted his petition
Here's another one, but it's not the same year.
according to the code, and
Oh, it's worse
it's
than ever.
36-9-27.4. So the next step after the petition gets submitted is the board accepted it, and then they ask for a surveyor's report, which we have ready for today, and then we also set a public hearing for next month, and then the findings will happen next month at the hearing.
Okay, so today you're just presenting the surveyor's report to the board.
Yes, today is the surveyor's report.
And you're looking at a photo of the area that has 2023 photo, and you could see the water actually standing within the contours that we thought were in the other photo. So, and it not only extends across the field to the east, it extends to the north. But that petition is not in front of us. That field has got water in it too. Anyway, so the surveyor's report for Indiana Code 36-9-27.4, removal of obstructions in mutual drains and natural surface watercourses, February 2024. Petitioner Thomas A. Vader, individually and as beneficiary of Trust 6052. Respondent Dale Sikorsky, individually as trustee of Dale W. Sikorsky Trust, dated November 4th, 2015. Number 1, a petition was filed with the LaPorte County Drainage Board on February 13, 2024, alleging the obstruction of a natural surface watercourse. Number 2, upon investigation, I found this obstruction to exist in a location described in the petition. Anthony Hendricks, Indiana Surveyor, LaPorte County Surveyor. Pretty simple.
So there's really, since the water's standing there now, there's nothing we can do, because I mean, we wait till April 9th. You know, farmers going to want to start getting the fields. Is there anything we can do sooner than that, or we have to wait for this petition, Brad?
Well, really, it's not regulated at this point until the petition goes through, until you have the public hearing. So, I mean, with blessing of the property owners, you may be able to take action, but I think that's the point, is why you're trying to make it a regulated ditch.
And I have not heard back from the property owners since. I don't know.
So is there a reason why the hearing was set so far out? Is there any way that we can, I mean, is it statute that we have to wait a month, or?
There are certain notice requirements, and it's just a procedure. It's one of those things that probably set by code so that you don't rush into these things, and that proper notice can be given to affected landowners. I don't have the code in front of me to tell you exactly what those notice periods are, but obviously that works somewhat with the board's calendar as well. So
Yeah, so I have the code with me, so part of it is from 36-9-27.4-12. Section D, the hearing must be held at least 30 days but less than 90 days after the date of the filing of the petition.
And the petition was filed in February. Yep.
So we have the surveyor, so when you file the petition, then you have to have a surveyor's report, then you have the hearing. It has to go in that order, according to statute.
Does it reference the noticing provisions for the public hearing? I mean, just in case the board wanted to entertain.
And for the board's information, Mr. Vader was trying to be very nice to Mr. Sikorsky, and he has been waiting 3 or 4 months last year, but he didn't respond, so he had to come to this board. So some of those months, yeah, before we got to the plan seating, because Mr. Vader was trying to be nice. And I talked to Mr. Sikorsky twice, and then that was it.
Yeah, I mean, it's been going on for a while, and they're not waiting on us. We were kind of waiting for the property
to file
owners
it.
to kind of get their petition together to file it with us. So we're moving as fast as the law allows us to move.
This is not adhering to the county road at all? It's just sitting alongside the county road, or?
I sent you pictures.
Yeah, it's sitting on.
Today. Do you want me to just text you?
It's sitting on the side of the county road,
It's on the side of the road.
which
It's
is
not on the road.
It's not on the road, but it's undermining the base, and it was a newer road. It's definitely soaking the base under this road.
But that's been going
Yeah,
on.
we can't do anything about that
since
until.
last year, and the highway's known about it. So I mean, we have to follow the code.
Right. So
We're
it's
doing it as quick as we can.
right, and having it set at your next meeting, April 9th, as opposed to scheduling a special meeting to do it. The notice says it must be mailed to each respondent with return receipt requested, and then if the board determines that you don't have appropriate notice, you can reschedule or postpone the hearing. So I think you want to make sure you've got enough time for those certifieds to get back. Otherwise, you're in a situation, if you schedule it too early, you may be rescheduling it anyhow.
But you do bring up a good point. If it's impacting the county road, the commissioners
It may be.
might have some recourse with their attorney and their county highway that we do not.
Yeah, that would be separate from us.
Okay, then I would suggest that I'd make a motion to forward this to the county commissioners.
And,
Okay. Well,
and we need a motion also to set the hearing, right?
Yep.
I'll second that motion.
So I'll change my motion. Motion will be to send this to the commission to make sure that the road is in good shape, and then go ahead and set the public hearing for April 9th.
okay, we got a motion on the floor. You got a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
That way you're moving it along here, but you're also seeing if the commissioners can do something in the meantime.
So send me whatever I need.
You got it. I'll send it over.
Jeff, I texted you a couple pictures.
Yep, I saw them now here.
I took those yesterday morning.
Let me take a look here.
Can you send me them as well?
And our member down there at the end actually visited it, right? And it's still flooded.
Yes.
I don't have your. Can you send her those?
So we want to make sure we send out notices on time ahead of this April 9th. What's
Right.
that, got to be in a newspaper or something?
Oh, they got to get
I just have to send the notice to the,
return receipt.
and I've got that ready to go in the mail today. Like after the meeting, I can get it out.
Because they got like 10 days to respond back to that, correct?
Typically, it's a 10-day notice period, yeah.
Yeah, and it goes by certified return receipt.
All that section of the code specifically references that we've got to show as a board that we sent it certified receipt, which obviously then you want to send that out long enough that they either sign it and return it, or if they don't sign it, we can
that's it.
show that it was attempted to be served on them.
Yeah, so I have that
Okay.
prepared to send after the meeting.
And if we're talking April 9th, that's plenty of time if she's sending that out today.
Chris, did you? Oh, here it comes on
find
the
them all.
picture through.
He's.
I'm
I sent
forwarding them.
6 or 8 pictures.
Yep,
to him
I'm sending them.
Oh, wow.
That was yesterday morning.
This is a river.
Yes, it's bad.
This is not flooding. This is a river along the side of the road.
Yes.
And this is again an obstruction where he built a driveway or closed a ditch. I mean,
He filled in an area that was a low area between two fields
You're
for
right
a
up against
crossing.
the road.
You're getting pictures I don't have yet.
Please.
I don't have those.
Is it where that road is that he made there? That's the area he filled in?
No, it's there's a natural location on the map, and
Yeah.
it's right next to the road between the two
You're
fields.
right up against the road. And as it is, it looks like the road needs some repair.
And the road is not that old.
What's the notice we'll be sending then? It's just a notice of the hearing?
Or obstruction of a drain, yes.
Yeah, so the notice basically reads, notice of hearing regards of the filing of a petition for the removal of an obstruction in a natural surface water course on February 13th, according to Indiana Code, you are hereby notified that you have been named the respondent and said filed an attached petition. You are shown to be the owner of parcel number blah blah blah. The obstruction on said property is described as a drainage way that has been filled in and is located on the west side of 400 West
And
North
on the other side.
800 North Springfield Township. You are further notified that the Drainage Board has fixed Tuesday, April 9th for a hearing before said board on said petition at 8:50. So it's a notice of the filing of the petition against the property and the public hearing. So they can appear or remonstrate
Or contact and address it prior to the hearing.
Okay, any other questions on that? Move on to number 3, McKillop's Ditch Project.
Okay, so that, so Ken Rutz in New Durham Township contacted me to ask me to have that, a portion of that ditch cleaned, which I thought we were gonna try to squeeze it in the spring, but he wants to wait until this fall. So it's a 1.8 miles from where the tile comes out in the field down to where we cleaned it a year or two ago. So that'll just be on the schedule for this fall winter, just to make it a matter of record.
So that
Not on that.
there's money there to clean that ditch?
Yeah, there's a little bit in there. Hopefully by this winter there'll be enough to cover it, because it's less than 2 miles.
So you need a motion to approve?
It's not gonna go out till this fall winter, but
Okay.
I mean, if you want to, you can, but it'll be later on this year.
Okay, if it's just an update.
Yeah. Okay, so you wanna move to the
Number 4.
drain crossing apps.
Number 4.
Okay, number 4, regular drain crossing apps, NIPSCO, Travis Ditch, 250 South, Crumpacker.
Okay, so we got 2 of those from NIPSCO. One is for the Crumpacker Arm north of the Westville Prison. They are going to install new electric facilities for the water treatment plant. New pole line will be approximately 40 feet from the Crumpacker Arm. So here's, and I sent that to Tony to review.
Yes.
Doesn't look like it.
Yeah, it's there. It's buried. This is standard NIPSCO stuff. We just want them to, we'll grant them permission to the board to work within our easement, and we make sure that they stay 6 feet under the natural bottom of the ditch if they're going, and they're crossing. So anytime we clean the ditch, we'll never get to their electric line that they, or gas line they installed in their ditch. They sent us plans and we reviewed them. They look good.
Well, so we have 2 applications. The other one, they're both from NIPSCO, but they're 2 separate ditches. The other one is the Travis Ditch near the intersection of 250 South and 150 East. Pole line work along 250 South near and over Travis Ditch. See attached plans.
Motion to approve?
That motion approved that, are you approving both of them, 250 South and 1100 West?
Yes.
Motion approved 250 South, 1100 West for NIPSCO to use our easement and
Second.
go underneath the roads. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passed.
I actually have to have the Jeff sign those because they get sent back to the NIPSCO reps. Alright. I have other few things. Well, we'll wait till we're done.
Want to give those to Brad for once over? Make sure there's nothing.
We ready for monthly reports then? Do you have
Yeah, I'll
anything
just
else?
go ahead and jump into mine real quick before I forget. So I got a request from Dan Shalagi, who lives in Lincoln Township and is at the headwaters of the Behringer Ditch. So we cleaned this last year, and north of the railroad, so here's the ditch. North of the railroad here, like, it's really mucky in here and it fills in, and plugs the ditch up and floods him out up here. So he came in and asked if we could dip this back out again. So I would like to get permission to have somebody come in and dip this back out. It's 0.6 miles.
Motion to approve, but I also have a question. If we're doing this on a yearly basis, should we be perhaps changing the direction of it, or is there anything we can do where we're not working on a yearly maintenance of it?
It's just nasty soil.
It's terrible. It's
Are they taking too much out? Is that why it's going in so bad, or?
I think it's the soil, because it was really plugged up last year, and we always have beaver dam problems down by the river, and so we went and looked for beaver dams, didn't find any beaver dams. Yeah, it's peat from like here up. It's just terrible. So when they cleaned it, Netzer cleaned this, and he like went out and like spent a bunch of time looking at it, trying to figure out why it just fills in really bad. He just said it's the soil. It just sloughs in and plugs up Schlaggy. So I don't know. He asked if we could clean it again because he's all flooded up there.
I've seen this quite often. You get a really mucky ditch, you clean it once, it hasn't been cleaned for years. You need to clean it again the next year. A lot of times, it's not going to be every year thing, but
Banks don't hold very well.
no, they don't hold well. It takes a second cleaning to do it right. But you got to have that year in between for the banks to heal up too, a little bit.
Yeah, whatever you guys want to do.
So motion to approve to go out there and clean up the...
So he wants that, hold on with your motion, he wants that cleaned yet this spring?
I believe so.
So we got to put bids out on that, or is he going to clean it?
He is not going to clean it. He asked us to clean it because we have an assessment with a fund. So I can either just get we could just get somebody, we could get a couple bids, because I don't think we're going to have time to put bids out to get bids back for April.
What's our max statutory amount?
Was there an emergency component to this?
This is a Behringer ditch. We got funds on that.
Yeah, I have money on it.
What's our max statutory amount? 150?
I think
Is
so.
it? Yeah, it's
I mean, how much are you looking at for the cost of doing this?
half a mile, so
Half a mile,
it should be.
$1,500.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
So we go get 3 quotes and
Couple grand.
pick somebody.
Three quotes.
Yeah,
There's no trees on it. There's nothing that. Well, I'll be straight cleaning. I'll be able to do
Yeah,
that
it'll
for
just be
$1,500.
because we cleaned all the trees off last year.
Well, I could probably do it cheaper than that, but
Have them underbid each other right now.
So you want me to just get 3 quotes and we'll just pick the lowest and have them go?
Yeah, the board can approve it up to a certain amount, and then that way she can go ahead with it when she get the quotes back.
So why don't motion to approve 2,500?
all right. But
Discussion on the motion.
if it
A lot
comes
of
in
times
higher,
when
though.
you put an amount on.
And they go with
Yeah, they
that?
will-
Hey, I can do it probably for 2,500, but if you don't put an amount on it,
Yeah, it's hard to tell
Then-
what they're going to come back.
a lot of times they come in lower.
Possibly,
Throw it out
but
there.
just put it out to bid and send us an email, and
And you guys can just
we'll decide.
Okay.
Let's do that. Yeah, because you just
you want to make your
Withdraw
motion?
my motion, and then my motion will be to put it out to bid and find out what numbers we're looking at.
All right, motion on the floor. Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
So when the bids come back in, just circulate.
I'll
to the
just
board so they
email
can
them to
approve.
everybody. That'll work.
What about these emails with Dalton?
Okay, so right of way was the bidder of choice for the spraying, and he was going, and everybody wanted him to go after June 15th. So then he called me and asked if he could do a dormant. I said, put it in writing. I'll put it before you guys. I said they didn't want to, because you guys didn't want to do the dormant, but I said I can ask. I don't. Whatever you want to do.
I'm gonna still suggest we do it the way we planned on it.
Okay. That's fine.
I don't know what the board feels on that, but I just feel as though you're going to get a better kill when you do it when there's leaves on, and maybe he'll kill a few weeds there too, and we'll get some grass growing on that and make it a little bit
So stay with the original plan.
Well, we're discussing it now. What is the total amount of the bid, dollar-wise?
Were these the bids that were addressed in January? There were a couple of competitive bids on
Yes.
this.
Yeah, so the Behringer came in at 4205. The Bull came in at 4899. Little Kankakee 6312. County Line Ditch 7260.
How many feet were those?
I'll just look at it. That sheet. It's on that sheet. Some of those I can't even read because it's shaded.
Well, they gave us what it was per foot, 26 cents.
Okay. $49,000 worth of bank spray. No. Yeah, I grant what Jeff said. You get a better kill in the summer. And he said that, or Dalton said that last meeting. However, if you do it early, you don't have near the farmers hollering about overspray or trampling down crops. And some of these invasive species are already greening up now. So I'm thinking, like, if he really wants to do it early, he would prefer to do it early. Tell him he can do it early if he knocks $5,000 off of it. Otherwise, stick with a regular bid.
I still don't agree with that.
We have a difference of opinion. Both of them work. The later one works better, but is more hassle with adjoining landowners.
But we did take in the bids with the idea that they were going to do it at a later point. So when they put in the bids, for him to come back now and say now they want to change it to an earlier.
He said in his defense, he said he would be happy to do it early or late, either way. But he would suggest early. So he's given us the option. And
Is it an option that he's giving us, Chris? Or is it because he contacted us now and said...
Yeah, no, the board accepted his bid to do the foliar in June last month. He's just called me and said, hey, like early spring, do you guys want to do a dormant instead? I said, they didn't want to, I can ask, but I know they weren't really interested in doing the dormant. That's why we asked for the foliar, and that's what he bid on.
And not just him, but you had other bids.
Yeah, it was a competitive bid, and they both companies bid on a foliar application. So it's gonna get kind of, if we change it up, it's gonna be bad blood.
We gave up
on our part. So,
and that's the whole thing. So two companies bid it out.
Didn't we take the higher bid on that one too?
did,
Because the contractor was right there and we talked to him.
Yes.
And the second bidder gave us a little nasty email, a scolding for doing that.
But the reason why we did that is the bidder that was here was using more of a concentrate chemical than what the other one was.
But again, you can't come back 2 months later and then change the terms. That's my opinion.
So
I think that we should, it just, if we're going to let them bid for something and then they can come back at a later date and then change the terms of it, that doesn't, it's not right. So in my opinion, but
we could just stay with what we accepted last month.
Well, I get that, and I'll defer to the board. It's just I thought it would be a chance to maybe save $5,000.
Yeah, that's probably not going to happen.
But then we would have to put it out to bid and then have the other, give the other bidder that had the same opportunity.
To the larger point, I know that this bank spraying is a real pain in the butt, especially for you, Christy. You got to send out letters and stuff, but it is money well spent, because if you try to take those trees out 5, 8 years later, it's going to cost 3 times as much. So I'm okay with staying with the regular thing.
Okay,
What do you want to do?
Yeah, I just thought I'd toss you just because he asked me, and I'm like, I don't think they want to do that, so we'll just stay with what we bid on, what we accepted last month.
Was the change in proposal just coming in because the weather's been
Yeah.
unseasonably nice?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should we vote on it, or?
You've already accepted the bid, so there's no action that needs to be taken.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to leave the ditch bank spraying the same as what the bid was, that they're going to start after June 15th, I believe, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Okay.
But get ready for some complaints.
Well, let them call me, because I'll tell you what, if somebody's going to come spray my ditch bank for nothing, I'm going to let them do it.
Let the record reflect that the president said to call him.
Maybe I should rescind that deal, huh? Don't give out my phone number.
219.
219.
Blah, blah, blah.
Okay, we better move on.
877 cash now.
You got anything else, Christy?
Yeah, so I do have 2 claims, but I'll do one more thing. I thought I had another thing before the claims. Maybe not. You want me just to go claims? Or no, you guys got to do your board reports.
Go ahead, you got the floor. Just go ahead and do it.
So 2 claims. Carl Netzer did finish the tree removal on the Little Kankakee, and that's done and looks gorgeous. So that was $12,900 coming out of the Little Kankakee fund, and I have money in that. And the second claim was from J&J Excavating. He finished the Warwick ditch, and that looks nice. And that amount was $62.48, and that comes out of the Warwick ditch. And I have money in there.
Okay, so motion to approve the 2 claims.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. All right, you done now?
I think so.
You sure?
No.
Monthly reports, Hudson Lake.
There was a lot going on this month.
Georgette Joyce, 7299 East Hudson Point Lane, New Carlisle. The lake level is at 12.72 inches. So it's still low for the spring, but at least we got more water, so we're grateful for that. That's inches above the weir. And there's no incidents have been reported. I'm going to set up some time with Christine to measure with the device and the location, and then her survey, so that we make sure that all the equipment is working properly. So we'll try to do that before the next meeting. And we have some exciting news. We got some grants from LAIR. We got $19,000 for invasive species treatment, and then we also got another $100,000. So we have a total of $220,000 for sediment removal. Now our challenge is to raise the matching funds so that we could actually spend it. So exciting about that. And no update about working with the schools, and we're still working on the drain management plan with the DNR, the agreement.
Okay, any questions for her? What is the lake level that you want to be at? What is the optimum lake level?
2 feet above the weir, so we're halfway there. But you know, it does affect people who have issues with drainage. You know, so it's kind of like a balancing act. You know, it's a what they call a Goldilocks lake. Some like it high, some like it low, and in the middle is just right. So, but the issue is getting through the summer. We have no natural flow of anything into the lake. It's just a glacier came and made a big hole. So it's just water from the sky. The drain was put in the 1980s because of a once every 500-year bad flood, and we've been paying for it ever since. You know, and so it's trying to let the lake be the lake, leave the drain closed, and you know, and that's what this is all about. You know, tracking and trying to keep it healthy, because the back end, the dredging will help if we get a lot of this sediment out. Then that will help it not drying up, because you know, the invasive species take hold when we dry out, and all of a sudden the lake bed is sitting there, right? You know how it is, all those seeds from everywhere, and we have all kinds of animals spreading them too. You know, we got eagles on the lake, and stuff. So we want to keep it healthy, and the way to do it is dealing with the muck, and then likewise keeping it as a nice high level, as high as we can. When the sewers come through, that will help greatly. because then you don't have issues with septic or, you know, other things.
Where's it at right now?
12.72 according to Toadhawk. Above the weir. Yeah. But we really need it way higher to make it through the summer because we're still kind of in drought. You know, we've been in drought for what, 3-4 years now?
2 inches of rain predicted for the end of this week.
Yay.
Yeah, that's not bad for spring, so, okay, cool. Yeah.
So, but I get alerts as soon as it gets to a certain height and things like that, and then we'll work with the DNR and you guys if we have to do anything with the drain. So we service it and so forth too.
Okay, anybody else got any questions?
Is the lake level, is it on your website?
Yes, so it's updated all the way up through February. So we have highs and lows. We have there's a graph right there. So you just have to go to the website and temperature, precipitation is all there. We get the precipitation from NOAA. So
Okay, thank you.
All righty, thank you.
Thanks.
Brad?
Just an update on the Lindborg-Bernanke litigation, which is the piece of litigation where Christy was going to be a witness potential. There was an interlocutory appeal filed on that on jurisdictional matters. That's gone up to the Court of Appeals, so the state court action has stayed pending the Court of Appeals deciding on that. We may want to pay attention to that because the argument they're making is that the court doesn't have jurisdiction. It's got to come back to the board. So we don't know that the Court of Appeals is acting on it yet, but when it comes time to brief that, we may want to file our own brief, or we at least want to pay attention to what's going on, because if they win on that appeal, then it comes back to this board. So I'll keep you updated as it goes along, but that could be months down the road with the Court of Appeals.
Okay. Anything else?
No, you guys are otherwise behaving pretty well, so my job's been good. So thanks.
Tony?
All I have is joint board. Kankakee River Basin Commission meets next Friday at Morocco at 1 o'clock.
Morocco's that in the state of Indiana?
Morocco, Indiana, just north of Kentland. Newton County.
Impact crater.
Okay, we got nothing on the other joint boards. We already did the claims. Public comment. You sure you don't want to talk? Okay, just make sure. So we'll go ahead and adjourn.
Went on Zoom.
Next meeting will be April 9th at 8:30 right here in this room. Thank you.